Hello, chat. So, yeah, not a kind of guy to gloat or rub things in people's faces, but I was right. Yeah, that's right. I knew that there were multiple 0 points, or at least I had a theory that there might be multiple ones over 2 years ago. All right, back in 2024, 2023-ish, I don't know. Around that time, I knew. All right, and I'm going to explain my theories as to what the heck is going on with the OG. Because guess what? We had an event. And we did the unvaulting thing again, right? And guess what we saw in the unvaulting? We saw the 0 point. And you're like, how can that be? How can the 0 point be there? Clearly on the Chapter 7 map, everyone's saying, oh, there's 2 0 points now. Or are there? Could it be a different variant of the 0 point? Could it be the same 0 point? I mean, it's been established that this is not back in time. This is in fact going on at the same time with the Dark Voyager literally pulling up to the island, I believe, before. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But that is what is going on here. Now, before I really get started, make sure you like and subscribe. I've been trying to hit 900 subs for years now, so can we do it? Please, please, please. Anyway, on to the video. So, right, the unvaulting event shows us a 0 point. Yeah, that's right. There is, in fact, a separate 0 point inside of the Chapter 1 vault, or at least something that really looks like the 0 point inside the exact place that the 0 point later emerged from. I mean, it's not a one-to-one replica, as you could probably tell, but in fact, it doesn't really have any cracks on it. Is this what the 0 point's supposed to look like without cracks? Did we, like, mess it up? Did the Mecha Team leader mess it up by cracking it up when it grabbed it out of the vault and used it as a weapon? Maybe. I mean, as you can see, the 0 points like right now is kind of cracked, and because we just put it back together, but it's not. I don't think that's supposed to be like that, gang. I really don't think it is, because it seems like the more unstable it gets, the more it starts to rift into different realities and all that stuff. It just seems really messy, okay? So one thing I think, theory one, is that there are, in fact, multiple 0 points. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Now, how could this be? Well, I think we need to, first of all, define what exactly a 0 point is. Now, the 0 point, as we know, right, the OG 0 point from back in the day, the one that we kind of still have now, is, in fact, just an interdimensional gateway that holds the Omniverse together, or at least structures the entire Omniverse around itself. Now, could there be more? Could there be more 0 points? Yeah, there probably could be. All right, there's probably not just going to be one. There could be a lot of them. All right, just a lot of them. This really does make sense, because when you really think about it, we have all these realities. How can they all be tethered to this one ball and have not at all just gone to hell already? I mean, it just seems, I can understand that all of reality is what they think they're protecting, which in reality it could be a 0 point, could be, probably is still the de facto #1 powerhouse on the island when it comes to connecting to all the realities, but that might not be the only one. All right, might not be the only one. There could be multiple of these pathways scattered throughout the multiverse, and as we clearly, this seems like damning evidence that we have multiple of these gateways to different realities. All right, another theory. This is not the 0 point. This is a fraud point. Okay, this could in fact just simply be a fraud point. Now, what I mean by this is, I don't know how this OG reality was created. I mean, I know it was created right after season 5, or in chapter 5, season 4, okay? There was something about Dr. Doom wanting to, I don't know, bring his mom back or something. And I don't know, maybe somehow what he was doing manifested into this. I don't know. I don't really remember exactly how he went from chapter 5, season 4 to this. It wasn't really that clear. It wasn't really that clear with chapter 4 going into OG either. So how do I go from chapter 5 into permanent OG either? I don't know how that really happened, but what I think happened is there was some kind of split at this point in time. It sort of like split off from itself, like a mitosis almost. Like, do you know the Ship of Theseus? The Ship of Theseus is this weird thought experiment where we have a ship, right? If you remove every single one of the planks from the ship until not a single original plank remains, it's the same ship. But then if you take all those original old planks and you reassemble them into a new ship, is it the same ship? So you have two ships. And I believe the ship, but they took all the flanks apart from and reattach them. That's chapter 7, right? As you can see, it clearly looks nothing like the other chapters. They all just reassembled themselves over and over again until nothing was left. Okay, but then where did all that stuff go? It had to have gone somewhere, right? Matter cannot be created or destroyed. It must be transferred from one form to another, in one place to another, whatnot. So what I'm thinking is that, yeah, it rebuilt, the stuff rebuilt itself. Therefore, now we have two separate realities, and potentially could it be two separate 0 points that have like rebuilt themselves? Because what was holding reality together once the 0 point was gone? Probably this other 0 point out there is probably evidence that there might not just be these two, but there in fact could be at least one more, multiple. I mean, did we look inside the reload maps? Could there be 0 points there? I mean, we saw. Did 0 point shards get rifted from the reload maps? Yes. Now, does it mean there could be a 0 point or part of a 0 point on that as well? Potentially, right? We saw that with our own island, just multiple 0 point shards just chilling around at once, right? When they were assembling the shards, and I don't know, it was weird, but you know, weird things really tend to happen whenever 0 point shards come onto an island, right? We remember a 0 point shard made its way onto the Chapter 6 Onishima Island, and this clearly was stated to not be Reality Zero. Not Reality Zero. Okay, that's usually where Fortnite was around, right when we had the 0 point, whenever that was Reality Zero. And now I think that our reality is now the designation because we took the 0 point shard out of the Dark Presence. We motorboated it over to Chapter 7. Yeah, I don't know how that really happened, but we did. We just kind of went over there. I don't know if it's the same place but different, or different but the same. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird that we found a 0 point shard inside of a giant monster, but the way it got there is that when that shard crashed, it started all that weird stuff over there. It just started manifesting Onis and masks, and Midas came over there. It was a really, really weird time. But that's kind of what the 0 point does. It gives you really, really weird times. Now, what is the significance of this? What could possibly be the significance of there being multiple 0 points? Well, I'll tell you that the last reality, at least this guy we know as the Dark Voyager, who may be working with the last, we don't know. It's really complicated as to why Geno is working with him, or he's working for Geno. It's really weird as to why these two former sworn enemies are now just kind of vibing together. Maybe is the last reality dissolved? Perhaps has the Dark Voyager simply taken it over, and now Geno owns the last reality? It possibly had that sort of come from that Oathbound thing. Yeah, there's another interesting point there, that somebody had to be presiding over that other 0 point. Obviously, we saw the IO is probably on the original Chapter 1 island, right? We know that the Fortnite government or whatever was there. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.